Hey guys, welcome back to another Bluudys garage that I'm being blinded. Ready? Huzzah! The freaking winter sun is a killer! Oh, freaking hell, I can't do that! You can't see me! Ta-da! I have a line on my face. Well, anyway, this is a great start to a video. Excuse me, bad headbutting the camera. I don't even know where to put the camera. Have I put it down there? How's that? Anyway, welcome back to another video. In this video today, we are finally going to hopefully paint the console in the Project Golf, because I've got a fantastic colour to paint it. And then we are also going to make this fit better. So I'm going to take this off, this off, this off, this off, and all these things off. And then be able to hopefully take the cage out, and then I can mount that into the cage and put the cage back in, and it should be sat in perfectly and it will look a lot better. That is the plan. Don't really know how well it's going to do, but that is the plan. So first off, we need to start by removing things. So we can paint them! So we need to start by removing this. Oh, look how slow it is. That one's stuck! Come on. Come on. I'm going to see if I can freaking lube them up as well. Yeah. Now, if I grab my screwdriver, just use the sun on the lens. There we go, it's a bit better. And get your screwdriver in here, and there's a little metal tab that you can somehow press. Not whilst holding the camera, you can't though. So I'm going to press that tab just there, and then press that tab just there, and this bad boy is going to come out, and then we can slide that down. Slide that down. Pull off this, because that pulls off, and then there's some screws behind to remove the panel. And this one, obviously we can do on camera because that just pulls off, so that's nice and easy. And then it'll allow us to hopefully get everything else off. So I'm just going to pull the tabs out and get rid of the cup holders. So there we have, the cup holders are coming out. Ta-da! I've somehow got to remove the piece of plastic so I can paint the plastic. I don't know if I have to remove it or if I have to mask everything up. But it certainly needs a freaking clean because it's freaking covered in all sorts of crap. Ah, freaking sun, go away. Right, so the next is these. Or is it these, or do I do that? Hang on, let's see if I can do that while I'm on camera. Well, that was easy. That's that trim off. It's down there. I need to paint that. So then it's these things, which are supposedly supposed to slide down. But I don't know if that's once I've took out the CD player or not. I don't really know. That's not going to slide down. Someone says that they slide down, but they definitely don't slide down. Someone lied to me. They said, I asked, do a PD 130, do they slide down? They went, yeah, they all slide down. Which makes me wonder what the frick's going off here. Either way, I've taken the head unit off now. And somehow I'll take this out, find out any screws that I can undo with this cage. And I'll come back to you in a second. I may have got a little bit carried away. Mainly because I'm a little bit pissed off with the internet, because someone on the internet told me that the plastic trims on the side would slide down. Not that it really mattered that much, because I've had to remove the cage. And yeah, I've gone and removed everything. I've removed everything. Everything. Trims off, cages off. I removed everything. Now it's time to take it to the garage. One, to see if I can make the CD player fit better, which I should be able to. Whoa, where's my focus gone? There we go. Wow, that was bad. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so we're going to take it to the garage to see if we can make the cage work with the CD player, to make the CD player fit better. And also, we have things we need to paint. So that's what we have to do. We're going to make them paint. Make them paint, you know what I mean? I don't know, I've lost my words now. Alright, let's go to the garage. So what I'm doing now is I'm using a bit of white thinner, white spirit, paint thinner, whatever you want to call, and rub it along here to remove the rubber edge. You can see where I've got to on there. I'm going to get it back down to the plastic, give the plastic a bit of a sand, and then it'll be ready for paint. So you've got to do it for that. You can see on there, you can see the difference between where the rubber is and where it's not. So it's just going to make it look better. And it's just a crap thing, if I'm honest, a crap feeling. So just going to do that to all the parts. And then I'm going to look at the cage, which is down there at the moment. I will clean all that up, ready for paint. So now it's been de-rubbered. There's no rubber on it. You can hear it's just scratchy plastic. Sanded it. It's ready for some primer, that is. So you guys are going to wonder what colour I'm going to go with. I'm also going to wonder what colour I'm going with because I can't see my spray can. There we go. Vauxhall, yeah. Vauxhall Bright Copper. You can see the colour there. Fingers crossed it's going to look nice. Got no eye freaking deer. That's right, I stuck a frickin' in no idea. No eye freaking deer. So best get this in primer, let it dry, and then we can see what the copper's going to look like. So I've actually got the other bit in primer. So I've cleaned up the rubber on the cage. I'm just trying to get my CD player to fit better. So what I've done is I've squashed the cage. Sorry guys, I've squashed the cage inside that. Squashed the CD player cage inside that cage. I'm just trying to work out where it needs to be. So I'm going to be pushing the CD player back into that cage and see where it sits. So I can somehow either attach this cage onto that console cage or do something. I've got no idea yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. But that's where I'm at the moment. So we can see there that it is flush. I've pushed the cage all the way to the back, squashed the cage to the actual CD player. So it's obviously nice and tight. Just located it nice and neatly with its trim, so it's in the middle of the console, and I can put the trim back on like that. It's flush. So what I think I need to do is somehow attach the cage into the back of this, and I just won't be using the full length of the cage, if that makes sense, to hold the CD player in, because the CD player only comes to about there-ish. So that means I can attach the cage into this plastic here so the cage won't move. And we'll be able to do something about it. Look at that. That'll look good. That'll look loads better when it's inside the car. So I'm well happy with that. Awesome. Bloody cloths. Wow. Bit grey there. Wow. So on the console, I have the OBD cover in primer. I have the surround. Just needing lacquer, that's the heater surround. The cage I've masked up ready just to primer these edges, and then I still have the trim around there to sort out at some point, but that will go in once I put all the cage back in anyway, so I'm not in a rush to put that back in. I more want to get this in first, because my car's a bit of a mess. I can drive the car around without that, that's no issue, but I want to get this done and get it back in the car. And also at the back there I've got the cover for the cup holders in primer. So just letting the primer dry on them. Just going to bang the primer on this one and then let it all dry. So I got a bit of a confession. I got carried away with my painting of my console. So I think the last bit of footage I shown you, I was priming the console. Well, I've actually painted everything now. I got carried away and I forgot to film. So it's all painted, it's all lacquered. Just going to show you putting it back in the car now. Proper messed that up, didn't I? Good video, this one. So here we are back in the shed. We have our cage with an adapted cage for the actual CD player so it will sit flush. Now I need to try and put it back in without scratching my lovely new paint and screw it in and everything else that needs to be done to get it secure. God knows how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to give it a go. What a pain in the ass that was to put back in. At the moment I've only got like 3 screws in because I've still got freaking loads of screws to do. But it's in. It's a nice colour contrast. It'll look good when I've got the other bits in. Bloody hell, what a pain in the butt. So it would be wrong of me not to test it once I fitted it in. This is now adjustable, so I can keep pushing it further and further back so it sits flush. So, pretty cool. I need to put the other trims in around it, so then I know where flush is. I will add, I've not painted the surround. I've left the surrounds black. Just because this will probably go in another car because I love it that much. So I don't want to paint it copper to have to like paint it again or something like that. And obviously we're not going to keep Project Shed too long, so that's why I've chose to do that. So this one should slide back in. And pop! Didn't mean to do that. Da, da, da. Now we just need to put the heater panel back in and put that one in. Doesn't it look good? And the last piece of the puzzle for now, the OBD cover. I think it looks amazing. I will be honest, this cover, I don't know how it's supposed to fit to the actual CD player, because I don't know if it's supposed to be glued on or something like that, because there's no actual clips. So at the moment it looks like that, which is still a lot better than it was, because it's not sticking out. It's pretty flush. Yeah, nice and flush here. Sticks out a little bit here, but I think that's because of the shape of the screen and where the buttons are. But if I balance these things back on, yeah, one, and attempt to give it a go. Oh. And leave it like that. How good does it look? We did a thing! We did a thing on this video! So we did a thing on this video. We actually painted the console. And I'll be honest, it wasn't the easiest console in the world to do, because the Golf one is much more well designed, so it's not easy to remove, if that makes sense. But we did a thing. We've done this. It's amazing. I hope you guys agree that it looks much better than it was. The colour is bright Vauxhall Bright Copper, which actually looks a little bit brown at the moment, but it is copper. It's copper colour, so I'm quite happy with how it looks. I'm going to leave the video here because at the moment the bottom tray bit that I removed out of the car, that bit there is still not done. I'm not doing it as part of the video because, to be honest, it was broke. Not made by me, there's a big crack in it, so I'm trying my best with it and hopefully I'll get that painted as well. But that's not part of this video, even though I took it out, but obviously that will go in later. I can show you on video or just take pictures of it as it goes in. But I am well impressed, well chuffed with how good it looks, and I even fixed the cup holders to a degree, so now they're like super fast. Hang on, let's get you on camera. Ready? Putcha! You're a little bit behind, but that one's so much faster. Look at it. Plop, 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 plop. Plop, 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 plop. Well, so anyway, that's where that is. Cool, we've done stuff and things in this video. I'm well happy, well impressed. Lots of good things happened in this video, apparently. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in another video soon. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook. The page is growing quite quickly, which is nice. If you've not followed me on there, make sure you like the page, and we shall see you very soon in another video. Ciao, guys!